Bill Reedy is a Naval Academy graduate who served in the Navy as a test pilot before being accepted into the astronaut corps in 1987. He flew in space 3 times, commanded a mission to the Russian Mir space station, and logged a total of 672 hours in space. In addition to his space flights, he served NASA in several leadership roles, including Director of Operations in Star City, Russia, and Associate Administrator of Space Operations. He is currently on the board of several philanthropic organizations and Chairman of the Board of the Challenger Foundation. It's a pleasure to introduce Bill Reedy. Reed.
It's been 5 years since we were gathered not far from here alongside the runway at the shuttle landing facility. All of us were anxiously awaiting Columbia's triumphant return from a highly successful 16-day microgravity science mission, and a joyous reunion with loved ones and friends, a reunion that was not to be, no matter how hard we hoped or prayed that the outcome would be otherwise. They're memorialized here along with 17 others who paid the ultimate sacrifice in the quest to explore the unknown. They're memorialized in other places around the country and the world. Arlington National Cemetery, Spokane, Amarillo, Annapolis, Karnal, India, Tel Aviv, East Texas, and even off our planet on Mars. And just last night, Arlington County School Board voted to name their planetarium for astronaut Dave Brown. But much more importantly than any physical monument, they're memorialized right here in our hearts. In the book of Ecclesiastes, it says there's a time to mourn and a time to weep. Today, 5 years since the loss of our loved ones, friends, and colleagues aboard Columbia, it is a time to listen to our hearts, a time to remember, and a time to reflect. It's a time to look back and learn from the past, but I think it's also a time to look forward. They inspired a generation of children from around the world to learn more and be more. Their sacrifice caused us to stop and question what we were doing and why we were doing it that way. They caused us to question not just where we were going and to what end. Their legacy is a vision for space exploration, a vision to transform age-old dreams into tomorrow's reality. Age-old dreams that since the earliest humans stared up at the starry heavens, the quest to know and to understand the world around us, the inherent need in humans to explore. Tomorrow's realities, the visions of exploring again beyond low Earth orbit, building scientific outposts on the moon, and in the decades to come, even going on to Mars. And I suspect that the Columbia crew must be watching with pride at the accomplishments of the past 5 years. The renewed diligence, discipline, and care of the spaceflight team, the returning of the shuttle to safe flight, the building and maintaining of the International Space Station. They're undoubtedly looking over the shoulders of the shuttle and station EVA crews as they accomplish such amazing feats. Each mission, each expedition, bringing International Space Station closer to completion and scientific utilization. Without question, they're following the progress of the Constellation program. All of these vital stepping stones on the pathway back to the moon and eventually on towards the red planet where they're memorialized. Why explore? Why risk so much? I think the answer is summed up in a quote that was one of Laurel Clark's favorites by William Shedd. A ship is safe in harbor, but that is not what ships are for. Well, not far away from us, another ship is on pad 39A, the good ship Atlantis, and STS-122 is poised for launch next week, with their crew anxious to get underway, carrying with them a precious cargo, the dreams of the European nations and their laboratory Columbus, which will continue and expand upon the long-duration microgravity research conducted by the STS-107 crew of Columbia. We're only now at the end of the beginning of the space age, and as the namesake of this space center, John F. Kennedy, once said, now is the time to take longer strides. But again, the questions, why space? Why risk so much? For all of us here, to be sure, but more importantly, for the next generations of explorers who will follow. So Rick, and Willie, and Mike, and Kopna, Dave, Laurel, and Ilan, we'll always miss your easy laughter and your smiling faces. God willing, 5 years from now, they'll have even more to be proud of us about as we take even longer strides with Constellation back to the moon and onward towards Mars. May God bless the crew of Columbia. God bless us all gathered here today in their memory. And Godspeed, Atlantis.